So this succulent here, you can tell it's been growing. It's kind of getting like too tall for what I want it to look like. I just want it to be a tight like little rosette. And so there's this other one too beside it. I'm going to cut them, and then I'm going to show you guys with all the other leaves how you can propagate a succulent. This is the first time that I've ever done this, so if I do something wrong, I'm sorry. But I'm learning too as I go. But I really wanted to try this because I just think it's really cool. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is cut the large succulent stem where I want it. So, and then I'm gonna pull off all the other leaves. I did clean my snips to do that with this. And gently pull this out of here. Actually, I guess I didn't really have to take it out of the pot. It's just probably easier. So I want to be able to plant this stem pretty far down. So I'm gonna cut it like about in here. There we go. And then all of these other leaves, I'm going to take off and I'm going to propagate them to make a new succulent plant. So I'm just going to gently take these leaves off around the stem. Try not to touch the top part because, oh no, I peeled it. So I think you should, oh. So like twist it, make so it doesn't peel the stem. Okay, so I kind of have a closer little shape here now. So I'm gonna let this stem sit out and callus over before I actually plant it in its little pot. I'm going to plant them into these, so I'm just gonna let it sit on top of that. All right, now with the rest of this plant, I need a table that like comes to here. And I'm like a pretty tall person, so would be really, this one actually already has some roots, you can see. So this is gonna form another rosette, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to put that on top of soil, keep it damp, and then let them form new roots. I'm really excited to try this because there's a bunch of leaves that I can use to make a bunch of new succulents. So this one actually has roots too. It's kind of dried out, so I'm not quite sure if I'll use those, but give it a go. All right, so then the little one has a root here, or a stem, that I'm just gonna cut pretty far down, as far as I can, and pull it out. Like that. I'm gonna pull these larger leaves off of here. Something like that, and let that one just dry as well. All right, so this I'm just gonna toss. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is fill this tray here. This is like just a thin microgreens tray. You don't need it to be really deep from what I was reading. So then I'm just gonna put potting soil on top of here and water them, just keep them moist. And then these roots will sprout in and create a little rosette of a new succulent. Also, just a note, like when you pull these succulents out of this potting soil, you can definitely use this for something else. Since succulents like do not pull a lot out of soil. But I'm just gonna try and get this as flat as I can on top. All right. Now I'm just gonna lay these. I actually flip that one over since its roots are kind of growing up. And then you just lay them on top of the soil. And then this end right here is where the roots will come out. So in theory, I should have a whole bunch more succulents in a little bit of time. But, so yeah, I'm just gonna water this in, just keep it damp, and then let those roots kind of establish themselves. And then eventually they'll give little rosettes of new succulents. But that's pretty much it. All right, thanks for joining me, guys.